It is a new look, Energy Australia Stadium, a new multi-million-dollar Eastern grandstand to house the masses that have come out in support of a team and a club under immense pressure. Let's take a look at how the two sides will take the field. The Newcastle Knights welcome the return of international hooker Danny Baderas. Luke Quigley is now on the bench with Blake Mueller the omission, Andrew Johns is the captain, Michael Hagan is the coach. The visiting Warriors have no changes to their program side, but it isn't their top side. Wiki, Beetham and Latu are all out suspended, and Tony Martin and Brent Webb out injured. Their coach is Tony Kemp. A late change to the Warriors' starting side. Carl Tamata in 15 has taken his place, and the side on the bench is Paliacina. And this is the number 15, Carl Tamata, a late call-up. Oh, good shot put on by Danny Baderas. Who else? His first tackle. Came out holding that shoulder too in his return to NRL football. Good solid defence from the Knights, and that has been a major issue over the course of the last 5 weeks. Stephen Price, first opportunity, ball in hand. Again, Baderas in on the tackle. Beautiful day here in the Hunter. Again, Tamata edging up towards the 30-metre line. Tackle number 4. The Knights very keen defensively. Jones gets it downtown into the teeth of a little bit of a breeze, and it goes over the sideline. Dustin Cooper just affording the ball a little too much time. And Junior, an enthusiastic start from the Knights. Good sign for Michael Hagan.
Certainly is a good sign, and what is a good sign is Danny Baderas back out on the field, his first NRL game of the season. And two factors really going the way of the Knights today. First is Danny Baderas' appearance on the field, and the other is the atmosphere. Tremendous ground, revamped ground. First time the Knights have played at home this year, and a big crowd have turned out.
It is Team 15 hosting Team 8 on the NRL ladder. And the Newcastle Knights have an exceptional record in head-to-head encounters between the two clubs. They've played 14 times, Newcastle 11 times victorious. The Warriors just the twice with the one draw. This is Kirk Reynoldson, the former Melbourne Storm forward, now calling Newcastle home. Tackled on the third, 35 metres out from his own line. Coming the near side, and again the Warriors are up there in numbers. Tamata along with Ohio. Baderas finds Johns just short of halfway. Little bit of work for the number 1 today, Jerome Rapati, at the back in the absence of Brent Webb.
And the Warriors have got the benefit of a northerly breeze in this first half, but one thing that will affect the outcome of the match, and it depends on how both teams will handle that, is the heat, the warm conditions. About 26, 27 degrees out there, very warm for this time of the year, and that means that ball security early on in the game, so you have to do less tackling, is going to be a key factor.
Again, it's Price, offloading to the 13, Famuina. Tackled right on halfway, 16 metres in from the eastern touchline. Guttenbeil. Feen goes to Jones, last tackle, Hohaya, keeping the ball in hand. Bird puts it on the boot, a test for Cooper, he fails. The Warriors have 6 again. Jones, try line open to Tamata. 4 metres out, great opportunity to open the scoring. Short side, straight down the centre, and a drop football from Awen Guttenbeil. Oh, the Warriors. It could have been the dream start.
Yeah, spectacular play there by the Warriors. Elected to run the ball on the last tackle to the right-hand side, and a beautiful kick from Byrne. He rolled it end on end on end, and this is the result. After they regrouped, the result was Awen Guttenbeil puts the ball down. And if we goes back to this bus, great ball there, the ball bouncing end on end, almost impossible for the fullback Cooper to take, and the Warriors on the attack, but they couldn't retain possession.
That would have been the dream start for Tony Kemp and his visitors here to Newcastle. Gidley off to big Steve Simpson, who will patrol that right-hand side all afternoon long. This is Matthew Gidley. And it is penalty Newcastle inside the 10 metres. And after the drop ball from the Warriors, a huge piggybacking advantage in favour of the hosts.
Yeah, it's essential that the Knights get off to a good start here today. There's a lot of young guys in the team lacking a fair bit of self-belief over recent weeks. And if there's a massive crowd, and if they can give the crowd something to cheer on early on in this game, then I think it would really lift the team enormously.
Since introduced to the competition in the late 80s, it is the club's worst ever start to a season. They are winless and the only club with that record as we enter into round number 6 of the competition. Johns wraps around, finds Simpson. Again, trying to establish the type of form that saw him represent at both state and international level. Good ball from Johns. Great ball, Bradley Tye. He is the try scorer, and those Knights flags are flying high at the New Look Energy Australia Stadium.
And put that down to Danny Badiris and Andrew Johns. The Knights on that short side. Danny Badiris pinches the short side. Offloads to Andrew Johns, the old combination. Beautiful cutout pass. And it caught Manu Vatutai coming in off the wing. And a free rein there, or free run, I should say, for Bradley Tye. But it was the combination of Johns and Badiris that created the opportunity. And those two back together today is the single biggest boost that the Knights could possibly have.
The sun right in his face here. The most difficult kick for a right foot kicker. We have seen him do it on this very ground many times before. Oh, Joey, what a way to start. We saw a very disconsolate Andrew Johns after being defeated by South Sydney just 7 days ago. He is a confident person by nature. He's a confident footballer. And a confident Andrew Johns, there is no better.
Well, he's had no go forward, I should say, from his team this year, and it's made it very difficult for him to come back from an injury, playing behind a beaten pack as a halfback. And I'll tell you how competitive it is. It was absolutely shattered that they lost the toss at the start of the game. He wanted to run with the breeze, but they've done well and started tremendously.
Heavy contact centre field. This is Craig Smith. Knows plenty of his opponents today. The big Kiwi, former Kiwi prop, Simpson. Again, busting over the line. Badiris. A roar from the crowd goes up. And another penalty. Ill-discipline will cost the Warriors.
Well, the referees are coming down pretty hard in that play the ball area, and they have done over recent weeks. The Warriors tend to be a little bit lazy in recovering from their tackles, so they've got to really watch that today.
Not a huge meter maker, so the Knights will start their attacking set right on halfway. Reynoldson runs into a two-man tackle. It is Stephen Price and Awen Guttenbeil. Smith again putting his hand up. Still going the big man.
Be interesting to see how Craig Smith handles these hot conditions today, having come back from England and had a bit of a break from football.
On the wrong side of 30, but that doesn't seem to mean anything in this season. Guys like Matt Adamson and Jason Smith absolutely dominating in their respective positions. Good run, good meters from Regan Tanner on this near side. Badiris to his captain. Selective ball to Gidley. He pops it out to Simpson, a speculator. Gidley over to Tye, looking for his second. And defensively, the Warriors very strong on that left-hand side this time around.
Yeah, looking very sharp today, the Knights. Lots of go forward, creating space for their outside backs. Bradley Tye has no room here whatsoever. When you've got 300 or 400 kilo monsters coming across, there's not much chance. I would back the Warriors in that situation.
Stand back on, please. And go, out.
It's not defence they have to worry about now. The Knights, it is attack. Carmont denied by a four-man tackle. A drop ball before the first. The 10 is Reynoldson. The Warriors on the back foot. The Knights lead by 6. Gidley pops a beautiful ball. Daniel Abraham scores the second. It is Newcastle 10, the Warriors 0 inside the opening 10 minutes.
Well, I just finished talking about defence, and it was a huge tackle from the scrum that forced the error. And who was it? Andrew Johns goes in, gets the shoulder in there. Carmont regroups from the play the ball. They get the ball wide. Great ball there by Gidley out wide, and Daniel Abraham fell over the line virtually in the end, but it was a tremendous ball. Gidley out, Abraham over the line, but put it down to Andrew Johns, forcing the error, put his body on the line, and the Warriors just struggled to regroup. They couldn't get the numbers there, and the Knights capitalised.
22 metres back, 1 metre in from touch. Strikes it. Oh, this is good. It's even better. What a goal from Andrew Johns. 2 converted tries, and it's the Knights 12, the Warriors 0.
They are certainly on song today. Andrew Johns, superb, times it beautifully. Straight over the black dot, and let me tell you, when they scored that try, Andrew Johns in back play was high-fiving half a dozen of the guys, his teammates. He wants to fire up, he's got to fire up, he's not going to let him drop this intensity.
Another restart. Far too many if you're a Warriors fan. As Craig Smith charges back into the line, and carrying on with the tackle is Clinton Torpy, along with the 13, Sione Faumuina. Matthew Gidley in number 3. Over the 20-metre line, here's Steve Simpson again. Has been busy early, good numbers from the big man.
Well, that's the best go forward the Knights have had so far this year. They're getting over the advantage line. The Warriors aren't getting off their line. It's giving the Knights a lot of confidence.
That was the try scorer, Abraham, in the hands and capable ones of Andrew Johns. The ball comes down to Francis Melly. A little juggle of the football, and enthusiasm is a great indicator there. The Knights very fast on the kick chase, down in the face of the Warriors. As Jerome Rapati heads centre field. Goodenbeal finds Jones. Little ball player had very few options. No support runners, no bodies in motion. Now there are through Stephen Price.
Yeah, well, the sign there that they passed to Stacey Jones to take the ball forward, get their forwards over the advantage. The Warriors have got to go in numbers, and they've got to try and get a platform, build a platform by getting their forwards rolling.
It's better metres from Faumuina. Jones. Last tackle it is. And the pressure most certainly on Trent Salkeld, and did well, the youngster.
Fantastic work there by Salkeld, but a strange tactic by Stacey Jones as the Knights lose the football.
This is where the Warriors had the opportunity some 8 minutes ago. Can they capitalise this time? Arguably the busiest Warrior on the field is the man with the football in hand. Again, Faumuina, no surprises there. A great work ethic, the lock forward. Thien, Ohio, had an option inside and out, and Byrne got the ball back. It was played out, I figure, by the Knights. And it is a knock-on ruled against Newcastle, and a scrum with the Warriors loose and feed.
Yeah, the Knights turned it over, but I alluded to a strange tactic there from, as we can see here, ball knocked down there. Salkeld did extremely well, but a strange tactic. Stacey Jones has an enormous problem for the far side winger, Bradley Tye. If the ball goes in the area, look directly into the sunshine. Let's see if he gets tested.
Ohio at crossfield. Taken down well by the Gidley brothers, Matthew and Kurt. The 11 is Goodenbeal. He pops it back. Out to Rapati, off the left boot. A good little step there. Couldn't fool Reynoldson in 10. Jones. Faumuina. They are keeping the pressure on the Warriors. They trail by 12. There is a mistake. They can ill afford mistakes at this end of the park, and then to make matters even worse, they've conceded another penalty, really allowing Newcastle off the hook.
Yeah, it was poor handling there by the Warriors, but the Knights, have a look at them. They sprint off the line. They're putting pressure on the ball players, and Lance Ohio, well, he just was frustrated in the end, popped the football, and they concede possession.
Penalty count, Newcastle 3, Warriors 0. And the Warriors very much been on the back foot. They've only had 34% of possession in this opening 14.5 minutes as Reynoldson takes the ball forward from the tap restart. Baderis. Good two-man tackle from the Warriors, looking to dominate the ground. They did that time over Regan Tanner in 12. Smith again. No move on the Newcastle benches yet. It'll be interesting to monitor how much football time Danny Baderis does get. This is Cooper. Another former Melbourne Storm player that calls Newcastle home in 2005. Johns, tackle number 4. Looking for the inside man. Had Smith on his outside, and Joey takes the ball to ground. And it takes the halfback and playmaker out of the equation on this, the last tackle. So it goes to Kurt Gidley. He goes to the air. And at the back, Jerome Rapati has been bundled into touch, but Russell Smith, our English referee, has already and correctly ruled the knock on, and the Warriors will restart play.
Knock on against the Knights there, and good tactic, put the ball up in the air. Now this is where the Warriors are going to be tested. The Knights really got their tails up, they're jamming their defensive line, they're compressing, trying to force another error.
Onto the field for the Warriors comes Louis Anderson in 14, and Guttenbeil is getting a rest. Guttenbeil numbers good. 6 tackles, 2 hit-ups in his opening spell. Byrne. Tackled by Carmon down low. Steve Simpson over the top and a strong shot. This is Price. Just continues to go forward. Pops a pass. Overrun by Nathan Feen. Eventually picked up by Louis Anderson. Looking to add a little bit of spark and direction to this Warriors outfit. O'Hire on the short side. The winger in the form of Salkel wasn't back. And the Warriors a good territorial advantage. Nothing attacking in that kick, Junior, but the meterage was good.
Well, they've got to be a little bit patient, the Warriors. The problem is they've been trying to attack too much. In the process of trying to attack too much, they've been forcing football and passes that just aren't on. In fact, Steve Price forced one that wasn't on. Fortunately, the Knights didn't gain possession from that.
As Wayne said earlier, an extremely warm day. The sun has got some bite in it here in Newcastle, and the big men are going to struggle.
Get it in, Ansel. Get it in. You've got a big enough slot there. Out.
The number 1 is Dustin Cooper.
Let's move one. Keep coming.
5th game for the Knights, already 2 tries. Craig Smith over the 20-metre line. Old school prop who has dropped the football. It is picked up by the 4 Torpy. Again, opportunity Warriors. The Knights' defence has been up to the task so far, and it may have taken some 17 minutes. The Warriors get their first penalty. This is Price again. Clear interpretations from Russell Smith. O'Hire, the inside man. Unmistakable in that headgear, Warangi Kupu. Desperate for points. Jones, Falmawina running across field. Shepherd perhaps. In fact, Russell Smith does rule it. Again, impatience costing them.
Yeah, just lack of communication here. He was going to give the football, ended up not giving the football, and as a result, Falmawina there concedes a penalty, lets the Knights off the hook. They were looking like they were a little bit tired, they were looking vulnerable, and it looks as though the Warriors were going to go in for a try.
Not a lot to look forward to if you're a Newcastle forward. What a bench the Warriors have at the moment. 3 absolute monsters down there. I refer to Paliasina, the 16 Villasanti, and Ebahami Luwaki. The Knights up over the halfway, heading again into familiar territory. They already have 2 tries.
And what we saw there in the last 2 plays was the fact that the Knights aren't pushing the football as opposed to the Warriors. If the pass isn't on, they're holding it, they're looking to complete their sets. Smart play in those conditions. Good
strong running from George Carmon with 2 opposition defenders on him. John Scrubbers through. Plenty of pressure here. Dustin Cooper, I think, may have got a hand to it. He's ruled over the in-goal area by Russell Smith by the Warriors, so a goal line dropout.
Yeah, I think Stacey Jones just got his hand there, managed to knock it free from Dustin Cooper. As we can see, a perfectly weighted kick. He even had the curve ball on it, so it was coming back around to where the chasers were. And then we can see Stacey Jones managed to just get his little pixie finger there ahead of Dustin Cooper, because that was definitely another try on the cards. And great urgency shown by Stacey Jones.
Yep, the execution may not have been first class so far this afternoon, but their enthusiasm has been good, the Warriors. The ball dropped by Reynoldson before the first tackle. It is right on the quarterway point of this contest. 12-0 to the Knights. And already drop ball is starting to punctuate this contest.
And it's only going to get worse as the players get more fatigued. The last 10 minutes up till half-time, I think is going to be, we're going to see a lot of free running football because the guys are going to be really tired, both sets of teams.
And it's out.
Jones from the scrum base and upended is Jerome Rapati. Strong tackle from Kurt Gidley. And more strong stuff. Reynoldson there. Also in on the tackle, Daniel Tola in his first game. Jersey number 17. Short side they come through. Anderson Tola, as well as Andrew Johns, putting on a big shot there. Physical aspect of this contest picking up in this set of 6. The Warriors will enjoy that. Price, good short ball to Jones, but again left with very few options. Driven backwards in the tackle, and the halfback taken out of commission for this final play. Fiend takes control. And just too much on the ball from the number 9. Dead in goal and a free 20 metres to the Knights. All the big men will enjoy just even the briefest of breaks.
Yeah, it gives them an opportunity to regroup. But we saw in that last set of 6 from the Knights, Kurt Reynoldson trying to force a football, past the football, and Andrew Johns went up to him just after that and said, hang on, let's just play safety first.
Little high from Nathan Fiend on the 5, Trent Salkeld.
Bit of care with that, Nathan. I spoke earlier about a high tackle. That's certainly high. That didn't show that. No, I thought he'd certainly finished up under the chin. Let's keep him lower, Nathan, please.
Yeah, clearing his interpretation, Russell Smith there. And again, no urgency to restart the play. Dominant couple of sets of 6 for the Newcastle Knights. See them with the advantage on the scoreline. Statistically, they dominate in every aspect, from penalties to errors to time with the football. Baderis, Tola, 36 metres out. Baderis looking to have a run himself, finds Gidley. In turn, he passes it on to Steve Simpson. Baderis again. This is Matthew Gidley. Stacey Jones down low. Stephen Price, the captain, over the top. Tackle 4, looking to spread it wide. Good long ball to Abraham, who beats one. Passes to George Carmont. And that is a great try from the Newcastle Knights. It is 16 points to 0 in favour of the home side.
And the Knights have got 3 men, the dummy half Baderis, Andrew Johns and Kurt Gidley, all with tremendous vision. They see that they're struggling out wide, the Warriors, and we see the number 3 there, Clinton Torpey, comes running in, leaves a huge overlap. And I'll tell you what, it was great work there by Daniel Abraham to spin out of the tackle. Great ball here. Bounced, but then picked up well. Abraham spins out of the tackle. The Warriors short on numbers out there, and George Carmont goes over for the try. But Clinton Torpey ran up and in when there was no need to do that, and as a result, the Knights score the try out wide.
Yet to score a try this year, Andrew Johns has potted just the 11 goals in what has been a disappointing start to the year. Started out to the right, it is not coming back. It didn't have the distance, so the scoreline remains just under 16 minutes remaining in the opening half. It is 16-0 in favour of the Knights.
Yeah, got caught out wide here. Abraham does extremely well, but the Warriors got enormous problems down those shorts, down the short side and out wide in their backs. In fact, the Knights have only ventured down inside the Warriors' 20-metre zone 5 times in this game, and they've come up with 3 tries. So they've got a tremendous strike rate, but that tells you, it just tells you that the Warriors are struggling with their defence, particularly on the fringes.
All too familiar position on the football field for Stacey Jones so far this afternoon. That is a coach killer. Michael Hagan, watching on from the coach's box, will absolutely hate what he has seen there.
It was a strange one because it looked as though the ball was going to hit the upright, hit the goalpost pad, and it bounced to the right-hand side, and it threw all the Knights players out and ended up going over the dead ball line. It's only an excuse, I suppose.
Get behind the line, Newcastle, keep behind.
The Warriors have only won one game from their previous 9 against this Newcastle side. And they are certainly up against it here. An opportunity to hit back after the third of the Newcastle tries. The number 8 is Palliacina. Ball out the back to Fiend. Good second phase football onto Jones. In the hands now of Rapati, who has tackled centre field 20 metres out from the try line. And a cold loss, says referee Russell Smith. Tony Kemp is going to go for the super glue at half-time.
Oh, I thought this could have gone either way. I thought Danny Medeiros was holding on to the football, and his hand in there, I thought he might have helped with the strip of the football. Bang. Well, no, not really. Medeiros didn't actually drag the football, so it was just poor ball security.
Matthew Gidley on the end of a good ball from Andrew Johns from the scrum. This is one of the try scorers, Bradley Ty. It's the completion rates. The Knights 12 of 19. The Warriors just 8 of 14. But it is penalties that is killing the Warriors. Here is another one in favour of the Knights. Not back the 10 metres.
And it's just lack of discipline, and it's just allowing them to do a lot more tackling. The last thing they need in these conditions is tackling practice. 6-1 the penalties at the moment in favour of the Knights.
It's getting hot in the coach's box. Off comes the jacket. And here come the Knights through Johns, Badeiros. He is stopped just 2 metres short of the line. Tolar in 17 is the recipient of the football. Badeiros moves again back into the ruck. Goes to Kurt Gidley on this open side of the field at number 6, and Gidley loses his footing under the tackle. They persist through Daniel Abraham. Oh, that is a face of pain. And you can hear Russell Smith in the background saying, I heard something snap. And Daniel Abraham, who has had a horror run of injuries over the last couple of seasons, is in a great deal of pain. Let's see exactly why.
Well, he cast the ball forward. It looks as though he twists on his right leg, and if it's what I think it is, if it's an anterior cruciate, it sounds like a gun going off. Or it could even be an Achilles ankle.
Right ankle underneath.
Oh, ankle it is, yeah.
Oh.
And obviously it was a loud crack.
And we certainly hope it's not as bad as perhaps initially first looked.
Yeah, it didn't look too good, but he's a 100% player, and there's no doubt, whatever the injury, his rehab will be as short as possible.
Play resumes. This is the final tackle. The go-to man is Joey Johns. Grubbers through. Oh, the Warriors showing no urgency. In the end, Vatuve grounded the football, but not a lot of communication on that left-hand side. Running over was Jerome Rapati. It was a case of, do you want it? You can have it.
Lack of communication there once again, and they're putting the young fellow Vatuve under a lot of pressure. They're attacking him whenever they can with the football, and the kicking game trying to get in behind him. He's a big fella, slow to turn. The Knights get possession from the dropout.
And a good dropout it was, over the 50 metres on the bounce as Tolar takes it back, and a good shot put on by Steve Price. This is the 14, Matt Kennedy. Doubling up defensively is Palliacina there in the headgear, the number 8. 15 on the near side, Todd Lowry. Another man returning to football along with Danny Badeiros today. Gidley across field, offloads to his brother. Practiced that in the backyard for years and years. Tolar! Palliacina, great tackle. Johns, a grubber, pressure on. Todd Byrne has had an air swing. Claiming the try is Todd Lowry. And awarding it as Russell Smith. That is the Knights' fourth. And that is average football from the Warriors.
We give full marks to Andrew Johns. His ability with the kicking game finds the hole, slots it through. The chasers were there in numbers. They come up with the try, but Todd Byrne thinks he's playing for Manchester United. Get your body on the line. Put your body on the line. And, well, it was a it was a try in the end. Todd Lowry comes up with the try, but yeah, sloppy stuff there from the Warriors.
They have been in and out of board meetings all week here in the Hunter region. Andrew Johns hits the post. And filthy as Joey after starting this afternoon so well with the boot.
Well, he's been involved in everything, Andrew Johns. And the chasers were there, they came through. And Todd Lowry, it's his first game back since July last year as well. He's put himself in the game, and it's great to see him come up with a try in this match.
Taking the Daniel Abraham injury a step further. One of very few forwards in the modern game that are genuine 80-minute footballers. In extreme heat, it leaves the Knights' rotation down to just 3 on the bench. That will have a telling factor in the final 20 or 30 minutes of this contest.
It certainly will, but I've got question marks about the big fellas in the Warriors side. There's a lot of guys in that Warriors side that are all over 100 Ks, and from New Zealand, they're not used to playing in these hot conditions. So, and we've already seen in this game their concentration's dropped off. They've come up with a lot of drop ball.
And speaking of drop ball, there's one from the Knights. A very disappointed Steve Simpson walks towards the scrum. Yep, just poor ball security and ball control. And just speaking of the Warriors' big men, Stephen Price, perhaps forced to play more game time than Tony Kemp would deem as optimum with the suspensions to Wiki, Latu, Beetham and company. Looking to try and get some type of momentum. They have been limiting in what they can do, the Warriors. The Knights have had 70% of the football, an incredible statistic over some 31 or 32 minutes. Feen onto Stephen Price. Centre field options both sides. They put on a work move in the hands of Louis Anderson, tackled 10 metres out. Higher on the right, but they go to Jones on the left. Falmawina tries to wrong foot Kurt Gidley, but can't. His brother Matthew assists in the tackle. Torpy. A basketball-style pass. An opportunity on the right-hand side if the Warriors can move the football quickly. Jones. O'Hire. Again, the Knights' defence right up in the face of the Warriors, giving them no choice but to take the ball to ground. Stacey Jones, last tackle. And the ball beats everyone. Dead in goal. And we will come back to the 20 metres for a restart.
Yeah, poor tactics there from Stacey Jones. That was the good kick in the end, slightly too long. But what he should be looking to do, because the Knights are racing up off the line, is on the earlier tackles, put the ball in, kick the ball in behind the line, and you'll catch the Knights short because they're getting up so quick off that try line.
A little more variation shown by the Warriors in that set of 6 tackles. Good metres by the number 9, Luke Quigley, started on the bench, originally named at hooker, but of course after Danny Baderis. Dally M player of 2004, passed that fitness test late in the week. Quigley was relegated to the bench. They'll receive a standing ovation at half-time from a very partisan crowd. Here's Joey, grubbering ahead, looking for big Craig Smith. Oh, good defensively. That is strong stuff from Newcastle, just too enthusiastic. Russell Smith blows a penalty to the Warriors. Some enterprising footy from both outfits.
It was, but if Andrew Johns had his time again, I think he would realise that Craig Smith was not the man to be kicking through. You can see Smithy, who's been involved in everything so far today, very, very tired at this late stage of the game. And I think last thing he was thinking was, oh no, Joey, don't kick for me.
Has already crossed the line in Newcastle colours, Craig Smith. This just his 3rd game for the club. 34 metres out from their own line. Feen takes it to the near side. Anderson driven back. Ah, guess who? Someone's found his confidence. Great to see Andrew Johns back with his favourite number 9, Danny Baderis. Ah, good hands from Stacey Jones. Good long ball out to Clinton Torpy. Jersey number 4. Pop of a ball. was forward, I think you'll find anyway. Vandervey had no opportunity. And again, a very easy turnover, just their side of halfway.
They're very risky passes that they're trying to put on, and unfortunately they're not coming off. Sometimes they come off, sometimes they don't come off, but today they're just not coming off. It was on if it had been a well-directed pass, but unfortunately, if you put the low percentage plays on, often you don't get a return.
Probably best sums up the Warriors' attacking performance so far. They are not playing percentage football. And the numbers are all with the Knights. Matthew Kennedy.
That's 2. Stand square.
One of few players that's played every week for Newcastle this year. Some good hole running there from Todd Lowry. Baderis. Quickly. Quick and short ball to Salkeld. Tackle number 4 for Newcastle. Kurt Gidley. Craig Smith. Smith still got the right arm free. They try to wrestle it into the ground. It takes 3. Johns again boots a ball, and Stacey Jones left with no other option but to take the ball out of the field of play. The Knights will end up back with it. And another challenging set of 6 before half-time for the Warriors.
Joey realised that the Warriors are out on their feet. He wanted to just roll it in goal. There was no opportunity to score a try then, but he knows they're going to get a repeat set. The Warriors out on their feet. Look for them to attack out wide on both sides of the field again in this set.
3 Warriors dropouts to the Knights 1. Oh, good. Strong shoulder. And Todd Lowry felt every bit of that. Very slow to get to his feet as Matthew Kennedy promotes the ball downfield. Baderis, as a chant of Newcastle goes up around this new look Energy Australia Stadium. Quigley to Johns. Gidley, short ball Simpson. Pops it back. Bradley Tye is claiming number 2.
Time up, please. That's 3 going into 4 game.
We will go upstairs to our video referee, Graham West. Body language is any indication the Knights don't look confident.
Yeah, they're not jumping, high-fiving one another, but it was great work by Steve Simpson to keep the football alive. They pushed it out wide. They've had some success down through Manu Vatavei's wing, and I don't think he's going to get over the line there. No, he definitely takes the corner post. This will be a red light, no try.
It will be no try. And Russell Smith is bringing it back to the 20 for the restart. Hitting the corner post. Just under 3 minutes remaining. An update on Daniel Abraham, we understand, from the Newcastle dressing room. He has broken that right leg. So a massive blow after what has been a pretty reasonable start to the year for the number 13.
Off his head, Craig. That's ball now, move. And go.
16 on the field is Richard Villasanti.
2, release.
Tony Kemp could just have one wish. It would be points before half-time, but the Warriors at this stage don't even look like it.
Well, they're not making any real impact. Their go forward has really stopped to a trickle, and it's forcing Stacey Jones to try and create something without a platform being built.
Oh, Jones offloads to a party who was crunched in a tackle. Perhaps the receipt that was from Todd Lowry. Tackle number 4. Happy to play it down in Newcastle territory. The kick just too long. We are going back to the 20 for another restart. And a game that started at a reasonable pace has certainly slowed, Junior.
It certainly has, but the Knights, they don't have to try and push passes. They're in front by 20 points to 0. So all the pressure is a big hit there.
Dustin Cooper, the number 1, jumps on. He can head back behind the attacking line now and get his breath back. Dropped by the Knights. One last opportunity for the Warriors. There are points there if they are good enough.
Danny, don't contest it, mate, when they go like that. Just let me go with it. Just let me go with the decision, don't contest it.
Wings, you got a half back.
Get in loose forward. Time back on.
Time has gone back on by Russell Smith. Here's Jones. Ohio runs back to where the scrum was formed.
Dominant one.
Runs into quickly. Also there is Matthew Kennedy.
Tackle's complete, just leave it out.
Little right forearm was detected by the English referee. Faumuina inside Ropati.
That's one. Move. Wait.
Slow to get to his feet. Here is Price. Faumuina. Ball over the top. Batuve on his way to the line.
There you go.
Here's denied. Cooper laying motionless. Faumuina steps off the right and gets there. 30 seconds remain in the half. The Warriors score their first points for the afternoon. That'll certainly give them some confidence going into the break. There was the little forearm.
Yeah, well, they were back-to-back errors. They lost possession, then that was compounded by a penalty, which gave the Warriors another crack right on the stroke of half-time, and in the end, it was just a show of strength from Sione Faumuina to go over and score the try. I must say, the Knights' defence in the middle there, very, very soft indeed. They haven't had to do much defending in this first half because they've had 64% of possession.
They're going to need more than Gatorade at half-time to come out and challenge the Newcastle Knights. Taking plenty of time is Stacey Jones. A chorus of boos go up around Energy Australia Stadium. And if the routine works, you stick with it. That's exactly what Stacey Jones is doing. It is half-time here, round 6 between the Knights and the Warriors. And it is the home side 20, the visitors 6. We hope you stay with us for the final 40 minutes of this round 6 encounter. Welcome back to this new look Energy Australia Stadium for this round 6 contest between the Newcastle Knights and the visiting Warriors. And after 40 minutes of action, it is 4 tries to 1. Newcastle 20, the Warriors 6. Heat and fatigue will play a factor in this final 40 minutes. The Knights down to 16. Daniel Abraham has already been taken away in an ambulance. A broken leg, already off to hospital, and the Knights down to 16.
I think the other factor that will certainly play the way of the Knights in this second half is this big breeze. There's quite a strong northerly breeze that's behind Andrew Johns. No doubt they'll use it often throughout this first half to try and keep the Warriors, second half I should say, to keep the Warriors pinned down their end.
It's exactly what they've tried to do in the opening 45 seconds. The ball going down to the fullback, Jerome Rapati. Torpy hands the ball off. Number 5, Manu Vatuve.
That's 2.
And on the second tackle, Francis Melly takes the ball out of acting half, up over the 30-metre line, looking for some of their big men to roll up the sleeves. This is Kupu. A gain of some 8 metres. Ohio. One off the ruck is Stephen Price, the captain. He plays the ball on the last tackle. Fiend kicks it out of acting half and away from Dustin Cooper, forcing the fullback to cover a lot of territory. A 4-man chasing team from the Warriors, and an effective one at that. Good tackle from the number 6, Lance Ohio.
Great kick into the breeze from Nathan Fiend and tremendous chase. The Warriors need to start this second half and start it well. The way that they'll need to do that is to defend well, trying to keep the Knights down on their line.
Johns looking for a 40-20, well inside the 40, didn't get the bounce he would have liked, getting awfully close, and some good work at the back from Jerome Rapati. That would have arguably been the biggest 40-20 we've seen.
Well, exactly right. It was a massive kick and well directed as well, and it give full marks to the Warriors to try and keep it into the field of play, but the Warriors need to get their forwards going over the advantage line. They haven't played physical enough in this first half. They're a big pack. They can intimidate the opposition, but the Warriors just haven't put their bodies on the line in this, particularly in the forwards in this first in the first half.
That was awfully close to the sideline, that kick from Andrew Johns. Fast hands from Rapati at the back. Fast legs from this man. Number 16, Richard Villasanti. Hasn't been given a lot of game time by Tony Kemp. A low trajectory kick from Stacey Jones. It goes straight to Dustin Cooper. Looks for an opening and runs right into Villasanti. And plenty of torque centre field too. Hasn't poor Dustin Cooper been on the end of some bell ringers already this afternoon. Gidley, long ball to Andrew Johns, equally long and dropped by Trent Salkeld. That was a good ball from the number 7. Stacey Jones perhaps just taken a little late in back play, but what about this for a good shot? Strong left shoulder from Richard Villasanti. And happy to talk it up, Villa the Gorilla.
He hits hard and he hits often, Richard Villasanti, but with he's very suspect and vulnerable against steppers, so I don't know why they run straight at him.
That's one, now move! It's fine, lads. Hold on, go.
Melly plays the ball. Comes to Falmawina. Torpy, upended but gets the ball back. Louis Anderson finds Rapati, tackle on the 40. Centre field. The best option is to the right-hand side, and that is the way the Warriors go with Stacey Jones. Lancer higher, again coming back inside his halfback. Stephen Price just straightening the compass a little bit for the Warriors. Tackle number 4. They're 26 metres away from the try line. Jones. Anderson. Last tackle. They will operate the short side. Fiend to Jones. A grubber. Not played at. Nathan Fiend trying to get the ball away, but there's been a knock-on called by Russell Smith. And the idea was there, the execution not.
That's exactly right. You compare the kicking game, the short kicking game of Stacey Jones today with that of Andrew Johns, and it's far inferior. Andrew Johns much more effective with his attacking kicking game. The Knights through Gidley there on that occasion. Matt Gidley
not seeing
concede possession.
Almost a look of disbelief from Matthew Gidley. This is the reason why.
Yeah, well,
right
he was claiming to the referee that the ball was knocked out. It appeared to be a Warriors hand in there, but you just can't rely on the referee seeing those sort of things. You've got a safety first football.
Falmawina. Hit up number 9 so far for the afternoon. Second only to Stephen Price. 16 Villasanti. Jones. Rapati. Johns comes up out of the line. There are 4 Knights there to take the fullback down.
Andrew Johns is defended extremely well today. I mean, he's defending as good as I've ever seen him defend. And his attack picked up enormously as well.
Last tackle, a modest gain of 15 metres. The ball played at. No, it wasn't, according to Russell Smith.
Well, yeah, I thought he was offside, to be perfectly honest. So they're very fortunate there, the Knights.
One element of this contest that the Warriors certainly have in their favour. Tony Kemp has used his interchange sparingly. Just the 4 interchanges so far. He knows the big men are going to get tired. He knows he must keep them in reserve. Oh, yes! Villasanti again. Johns just outside the 40. Rapati is back there, positioned well. Number 1. Oh, Medeiros comes up with a shot of his own.
He's not worried about his shoulder, Danny Medeiros, the way he's playing today. And a real inspiration for the Knights is to have Danny Medeiros out there getting up off the line. He's enthusiastic, getting up, meeting the Warriors attackers, and there he is again.
Louis Anderson.
Hands off the ball, Danny Medeiros. I told you in the first half, he's still doing it. Come on, Danny.
Come on, Danny. That was the instructions. Ah, Villasanti. Great shot on Bradley Ty. He Warriors come up with some great defensive work so far this afternoon.
Well, after a slow start with discipline, the Warriors have certainly turned that around. That's their 4th penalty in a row. Certainly gives them an opportunity now to get some momentum and get some attack down near the Newcastle line.
They've had very little time with the football, just 42% as a matter of fact. The completion rate poor at 19 of 27. Jones, Falmawina, inside man is Villasanti. They keep the ball going in the hands of Louis Anderson. Someone needs to go straight for this Warriors side to have any impact. Happy to play the lateral game again. Short side with Price. Ball comes back. Ratuve. Russell Smith is a warning. Somewhere amongst all those Newcastle bodies, Manu Vatuvei has scored the Warriors' second. The crowd just as surprised as the Newcastle players.
Well, he got caught short a couple of times in defence, but he's obviously there for his attack. He just kept powering those legs. There were 4 Newcastle players involved. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 3 there. There's a 4th one comes involved. But he manages to get the ball over the line, gets downward pressure on the football, and he comes up with his 2nd try of the season.
A little bit of action on the Knights interchange bench at the moment with numbers 6 and 7. Stacey Jones, 5 metres in from touch. Coming back, just not enough. The difference remains 10. It is Newcastle 20, the Warriors 10.
And I thought it was a poor option. I thought there's nothing doing on that short side. The Knights had a stack of players there. But 4-on-1, well, you'd think he would have got stopped. But unfortunately for the Knights, they were just unable to stop his mass. Very strong player. And that really puts the Warriors back into this game. Morally, it puts them back into this game. Their spirits are lifted now. They realise that, well, maybe this Knights outfit aren't as good as we thought they were in the first half. And the Warriors are doing that off the back of some sustained possession. They're holding on to the football.
And a good ball there from Falmawina. Finds Nathan Feen. He is able to promote the footy another 7 metres. The lock forward still down in back play. Could be a big blow to the Warriors. Short side again. They operate through Stephen Price. And the Warriors' 2 tries have become available due to a bigger impact from Stacey Jones, and all but giving themselves up for the Shepherd that time.
Well, he backpedaled there to make sure there was no obstruction. You don't see that happen too often.
Dustin Cooper fields the ball on his own 10-metre line. Nowhere to go. Right in front of him was Louis Anderson, as well as the number 4, Clinton Torpy. Torpy backs up for that tackle with his captain. Stephen Price trying to lift this side. Reynoldson! Oh, heavy body contact again. Villasanti came charging out of the line.
Off the shoulder. 4.
Marta and Villasanti combining in that tackle. Ball to Andrew Johns, on to George Carmont. Looking to get around his man. A good ball to Sakdale down the sideline. And did extremely well to keep his body inside the field of play. Johns basketballs it over to George Carmont. And the Knights reply with a 4-pointer of their own. The girls are dancing, the crowd is cheering, and Joey Johns is smiling.
And this was a result of an effort on an effort. The first effort resulted in a tremendous break down the sideline. Carmont did extremely well. Salkeld, he was tempted to throw the ball back on the inside. He realised there were some Warriors there, but he retains possession, didn't come up with the error, quick play the ball. The second effort involved Andrew Johns just having a little look down the short side. The Warriors, from broken play, hadn't regrouped in defence, and it was just vision from Andrew Johns once again. Tremendous finishing. George Carmont, he was involved in the original break. He set up the original break and scores the try to get the momentum back in favour of the Newcastle Knights, because the Warriors really did start to get the upper hand.
His second for the afternoon, George Carmont. 3 try assists for Andrew Johns. And to think he loves having Danny Baderas back there Playing around the ruck, the service that Videra supplies, first class. It's a better kick from the captain this time. The kick is converted. Michael Hagan can't quite crack it for a smile just yet. There is a lot of football remaining. It is the Knights 26, the Warriors 10.
And once again, it was down the short side for the Warriors. Ran into problems defensively. They're getting outflanked. And it's the vision of Andrew Johns and Kirk Gidley that are catching them short. Well, I think there was a knock on.
It had to be. Dustin Cooper getting up and dusting himself off. This is why. Yep, the ball just lost. And there were plenty of Warriors pretty quick to point that out to Russell Smith.
And I think Russell Smith was blindside. Unfortunately, he got a call from the touch judge, and he comes up with the correct decision.
Out. 2 tries already in this second half. The Warriors looking to make it 3 as Rapati is driven back by Kurt Gidley over the top. They combine well, the brothers Gidley, defensively. Nathan Feen moves into acting half. Villasanti plays the ball. It is now onto Stephen Price. Hit and spin, unable to get the arms free. Tackle number 3, 10 metres out. Jones comes back to the short side. Anderson looked at the line before he had caught the ball. A turnover. And again, is the execution of the Warriors letting them down.
And another example of the Knights getting off the line, putting pressure on the ball receivers, and they've done that at least on 5 or 6 occasions so far in this match, on their line, getting up, forcing errors.
Reynoldson. Hard running. And that just shows how this Warriors defence is lifted. They are showing plenty of commitment and dedication to their teammates. They were soft offensively in the opening half hour, and they are starting to muscle up. Johns. Villasanti was charging at the Newcastle captain. Plenty of room in front of Francis Melly. And for such a destructive ball runner, Melly just seems a little down on confidence.
Well, he hasn't had many opportunities so far in this match, and I'd like to see him get involved as the Warriors coming off their line, get in a dummy half and do a few more runs. Allow the forwards to have a bit of a breather in these, what are still very hot conditions out there.
Anderson to Price. And again, Louis Anderson moves in to acting half, finds Stacey Jones on his right. Tamata on the captain's inside. The former captain, should I say. Near side, last tackle, a gain of 45 metres and a good attacking kick. Chasing team, not quite what Tony Kemp would have liked. The ball has been dropped. Now, this is the opportunity the Warriors have been hoping for. They have forced the mistake. Jones, inside man and high shot. Put on Palliacina.
Just a bit lower down. Hang on. Hang on, mate. I'll watch you. Time up, please. Don't smash me watch. Hang on, mate.
Russell Smith breaking his watch centre field.
Sorry about that. Hang on.
And we restart play. Now that the Seiko isn't an issue.
That's gone.
16 points the difference. 23 minutes remain. Winding up. Head down, backside up as Palliacina. Anderson. He is denied. This is one out stuff from the Warriors. The Knights defence holding firm. Tackle number 4, Jones. Deep as Fiend. Good ball onto Kupu. He is driven backwards by 3 Knights. They lost 9 metres in that exchange. They go to the number 9. He goes back to the short side. Ball is still in play. And a very poor decision-making from the Warriors. They had all their numbers out to the left, went back to the right.
On your 10, mate.
Again, evidence there's a lack of communication out there between the playmakers.
Well, I said it in the first half, and I've said it a number of times. The Knights on their line are just sprinting up, putting pressure on the ball receivers. It's tailor-made for Stacey Jones on the early tackles. Just roll the ball in behind the line, and they'll catch them short for sure. But he hasn't tried it at all, except on the last tackle, and then the Knights regroup and expect it on the last tackle anyway.
Edging forward, and that's good meters from Todd Lowry. Michael Hagan very happy to see him back. Young Daniel Tolar, the man tackled, has also been good. Coming back over the next couple of weeks for the Newcastle Knights, as Andrew Johns loses possession of the football, is Clint Newton due back in round 9 from suspension. David Siege, Josh Perry, Andrew Price and Mark Hughes both returned in the Premier League today. Adam Woolnough still out with a neck issue. So a lot of talent to come back into this Newcastle side.
We also should point out that there's 5 top liners out of the Warriors outfit as well. So it really is a test of depth for both clubs today. And so far in this game, it's been the Knights that have applied themselves better, mainly from an enthusiasm point of view. That they've committed themselves more to the basics, and that's why they're leading 26 points to 10 with 20 minutes left to go in this game.
That's 3 and move!
You just get the feeling the Warriors aren't out of this one as yet. Quarter of the match remaining. Price.
That's 4.
Good meters from the front rower.
Get square.
Here's a tireless worker, Stephen Price. Jones to Byrne.
Let it go. Hands off him.
Was overrun by his support players, and that is a poor pass right into the hands of Kirk Gidley, who has fumbled it. Oh, the momentum shifts in this match have been astonishing.
Once again, lack of enthusiasm there by the Warriors. They were looking at one another, seeing who was going to dive on the football. In the end, it was Kirk Gidley that got there first, but you can see the sweat on Kirk Gidley there. There's a lot of sweat on the football. It's very greasy, which means that the passes have got to be kept short and take far less risk than they would normally in dry conditions.
Oh, good ball again, Vatuve. He has simply got too much pace. Betters his position, and the Warriors are back. It is the Knights 26, the Warriors 14, kick to come.
It looked pretty easy in the end, but what it was the up and in Knights defence, which got caught short. It was a good wide ball, got outside 2 defenders, and then bang, up and in. The winger comes in there, Bradley Ty got caught short, and Vatuve had an open run to the line, but that was a case of a couple of wide passes, getting outside a number of the Knights defenders. The winger coming in, Bradley Ty, gets caught short. His man, Vatuve, gets a free run to the line, and he goes over for his second try of the day. A young guy who can motor for a big man, and he's a big fella. Well, we saw just close to the line earlier how he scored the try. He's strong close to the line, but he's got plenty of pace when he gets in the open as well.
Third try in 3 games, and there's some Warriors fans here at Energy Australia Stadium. They are outnumbered. The conversion is successful. And we have got a game on our hands with 18.5 minutes remaining. It is 26-16. Good crowd, just over the 18,000 mark. An incredible new Eastern Grandstand here, almost completed. And they've come out in their masses despite the fact that the Newcastle Knights have had a horror start to the year.
Stand behind, lads.
Big difference from Energy Australia Stadium of years gone by, Junior.
It certainly is. They're looking into the sun over there, and that's blinded them probably to the fact that the Knights have really run into a hole in this second half. Sure, they've scored a try, but it's been all the Warriors in this second half. They're the team that's making the yards, and it's off the back of a glut of possession. In fact, the possession stats are pretty even now. It's 52% to the Knights and 48% to the Warriors, and the Warriors are making the most of this ball possession that they've had so far in this second half.
The 24 is Epahami Lawaki. Hit up number 4, and there's some purpose in what they're doing now. The Warriors, a little bit more structure. Tackle number 5, a gain of 37 metres, and Jones goes downtown. Looking to drive the fullback, Dustin Cooper, back into his in goal. The kick didn't have that depth on it, but the chasing team this time was good from the visitors.
Yeah, well, he would have breathed a sigh of relief there, Dustin Cooper. He's had a real nightmare today with his hands. He's come up with 3 handling errors. The last one put them under pressure, which ultimately the Warriors scored a try from it. Now it's a matter of the Knights getting in there, get their quick men in there, get over the advantage line, and Andrew Johns kick early, get the ball down the other end, and then put the pressure back on the Warriors, because they've still got to score twice, at least twice, to win this match.
Danny Baderas, that last try was reintroduced to the contest by Michael Hagan. That's him with the ball now, and a dominant tackle and plenty of work going on by the defenders there in the ruck. The Baderas will add a bit more structure and confidence to this outfit. Here's Melly. Again, not able to really wind up and use that base power he has. Fiend, who at the moment is playing 5/8. Lance O'Hire is off the field. The captain getting a rare rest, Stephen Price. His numbers have been superb today. 25 tackles, 16 hit-ups. He leads both statistics for his side. That's the man that took his place, Filisanti. And it is penalty to the Warriors. Not square at marker, Kirk Reynoldson. And a penalty on tackle 4. That is exactly what the visitors were looking for.
Well, the Warriors had the advantage because they had the Knights backpedaling. Kirk Reynoldson was caught in an offside position, conceded the penalty. Now the pressure's really on the Knights, because the Warriors are starting to get their confidence. They've really got the momentum.
All the penalties early were in favour of the Knights. That is now 6 in a row for the visitors. Jones carrying the ball in one hand, almost teasing the defensive line. He had options left and right, took it to ground. Fiend, inside man is Guttenbeil in 11. 5 metres short. 10 points the difference, 15 minutes remaining. Rapati, inside man is Luaki. It goes on to Todd Byrne. Just needed a man off that left hip. Anderson, Jones, inside to Rapati. Last tackle. Fiend to Byrne, who juggles the football.
Oh, Andrew Johns down in back play too.
It continues on and out. The Warriors are out, but that's not the biggest concern at the moment. Andrew Johns is down and in a whole bunch of pain.
Well, what actually happened was, it was when Jerome Rapati came back on the inside, I saw him steaming forward. Andrew Johns put his body on the line, and I think he got a hip or an elbow into his jaw. Have a look here, bang. Yeah, it was a shoulder into the jaw, and he was gone straight away. Oh, yeah, nasty hit.
Time off, please.
Oh, can you believe the luck with Andrew Johns? He has fought his way back from a career-threatening back injury, a career-threatening knee injury. He has been without confidence. Finally, he's found it, and now this. Not only the Knights' worst nightmare, it is a sight no rugby league fan likes to see.
Got too early.
Now the pressure is on the home side.
Far too early,
and a box of Panadol wouldn't fix the headache that Michael Hagan has got.
No, and Andrew Johns was having an outstanding game. He was dominating the attack. His defence was as good as I've seen him defend. Getting back to the old form that we know Andrew Johns has got.
Put the ball on, boys.
And play just halted. 2 balls on the field. So one gets taken off and the Knights get to start all over again. Reynoldson. Newcastle desperately need to hold on to the football and complete their sets, play a territorial game. They are leading by 10. Danny Baderas now forced to shoulder much more of the responsibility. So too Kirk Gidley.
Yeah, well, Kirk Gidley's the man. He's got to come in there and take control. He's played in this position a number of times in Andrew Johns' absence. They don't need to do it in flash. They don't need to
the ball has been ruled forward by Russell Smith. And there you go, talk about forcing passes.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's no need to force any passes. That was definitely forward.
Yeah.
They're in front by 10 points. They don't have to score. The clock's ticking down. There's less than 13 minutes to go. Complete your sets. Keep the Warriors under pressure. And they'll win the football game.
Let's make an effort to get in. Come on.
Reports are already coming out of the Newcastle dressing room that Andrew Johns has a broken jaw. Boy, oh boy.
Let's move.
Joey cannot take a trick.
Go.
That's Filisanti up over the 30-metre line. Gutenberg.
Now move. Go.
The Knights now down to just a two-man interchange. And fatigue is very much starting to set in. There has been an equal share of possession now. A massive swing over this second half in favour of the Warriors, who are into Newcastle territory on this, the last tackle. They go to Stacey Jones. A couple of options, chips over the top, wins the race to the ball. Oh, magic football, Luaki on one further, and that is a great try to Clinton Torpey. Oh, we're set for a thrilling final 11 minutes.
Yeah, great work there by Stacey Jones. They're expecting the long kick. There was a hole behind the line, a big gap behind the line. He realises that the Knights forwards are tiring. He gets the bounce, and look, they come from everywhere. The support play. Paliacina, then it goes out wide, Rapati, and bang, Torpey does extremely well to step back on the inside, throws a dummy, finds the gap, goes over for the line, but there was a big hole behind the line and put it down to Stacey Jones. He realised that the Knights forwards were tiring, and then the backs were there, they were winding up, they were queuing up to get a hand on the football, and then in the end it was Clinton Torpey that comes up with the try.
Interesting to see who is doing the talking in this group at the moment. The Knights don't like the fact, but it has been proven they do not win that many matches without Andrew Johns. And some of the senior players need to take a leadership role in the final 10 minutes of this contest. Jones, he misses, it's out to the right. Oh, how crucial could that be? One converted try is the difference. 26-20 in favour of the home side.
Well, the Warriors, they love playing touch football. You stand off and they'll score tries, but it goes back beyond that particular play. It goes back down the other end of the field when the Knights were attacking, and Matt Gidley threw a pass that wasn't on, conceded possession, and the Warriors just worked the football back up the other end of the field. The Knights need to complete their sets, kick the football down. The Warriors have still got to score a converted try to force this game into extra time.
And here they go again. 85 metres in front of them. Tackled as Paliacina. Happy to play an expansive brand of footy. They cannot forget to go forward. This is Torpey.
And that's what happens with the Warriors sometimes. When they put a couple of flamboyant tries on, they tend to get carried away with that. They don't know where. They find it difficult to find a balance between the flamboyance and just the rugged go forward.
Filisanti tackled on the fourth. Oh, looking to milk that penalty. Here's Stephen Price. Tony Kemp wasted little time in putting his captain back on as the steadying influence. Goes to Feen. And that is a good kick if it sits up. And just a couple too many rolls for you Warriors fans. But it gives the Warriors defensive line the opportunity to reform on the 30-metre line and have a crack at the Knights.
But more importantly, it gives the Knights an opportunity to settle down, gives an opportunity for Danny Badiris and Kirk Gidley to say to their troops, listen, we don't need anything flash here. Just give us 3 or 4 up, kick the ball down the other end of the field, and let's just tackle our hearts out for this last 8.5 minutes.
Oh, Simpson. Torpey looked to put a shot on. He bounced off. Number 1 is Cooper. Quigley darts out from dummy half, runs into the right shoulder of Eamon Gutenberg. Badiris. A deflection from the Warriors into the hands of The man that scored 2, Vatuvube.
Once again, it was the right idea. Poor execution, though. Now the Warriors have got possession up where they need it, where they're dangerous. They're really dangerous in this middle third of the field. They love to move the football around.
Price, good ball to Nathan Feen. Equally as good on to Cooper, who is set sailing for the line. There are 2 Knights there that bring him down, just 5 metres short. Stacey Jones is screaming for the ball centre field. It goes to the captain, Price. Still going towards the line. The Knights are short on this near side of the field. It is a penalty to the Warriors. And they get to start all over again.
Very fortunate there, the Knights, that there was no one in the sin bin as well, because it was close to a professional foul.
Jones to the number 11, Guttenbeil. Contained well. Trying to get the right arm free. No need to throw the pass. Torpy. Jones inside to Luwaki. Anderson. Jones. Feen. Inside man is Todd Byrne. We are likely to be locked up here at Newcastle. It is a 2-point game with just under 7 minutes remaining. 26-24 to the Knights.
Yeah, well, all the momentum is with the Warriors now. The Knights really walking around. They've lost their leader. They've lost their mouthpiece. He's the man that's been geeing them up in the early parts of this match. And as you can see there, they've lost that urgency getting off the line. Earlier in the match, they were up off the line. As soon as the second receiver would have got it, he would have been shut down. Now it's a yard slower. The holes are starting to open up. And as we can see there, Todd Byrne, 4th try in 4 games. So what a strike rate from Todd Byrne.
Stacey Jones adds the extras. What an incredible comeback. And with just under 6 minutes remaining, we are locked at 26.
Well, I think the Warriors, as we see here, back on the inside defender's a little bit slow there. On that occasion, it was Luke Quidley, just a yard slow getting across. They've just lost their enthusiasm, or their urgency, the Knights, and that comes with a lack of self-belief. Andrew John's not out there. They're not thinking as positively. Their body language is flat, and the Warriors on a real roll. The Warriors just need to contain possession, control possession.
And it is penalty to the Warriors. The ball came loose. The Knights fans cheered. It stopped immediately when Russell Smith's whistle blew. Keep in mind, the Knights are now down to 15. There is no Daniel Abraham broken leg. No Andrew Johns broken jaw.
That's one.
And it's the first time in the match that the Warriors have had the advantage in possession. They've got 54% of possession so far in this match. And it's the first time that they're in a position, well, they've drawn at least level with the Knights. The rest of the match, they've been behind on the scoreboard.
A great start from the home side. And the Warriors have stuck with it. Their execution, in fact, their application was poor early. I think even they would admit that, but they have showed plenty of courage. They have stuck to a game plan. It has been rewarded. Last tackle. Jones. Punts it downfield, looking for it to hold up. Didn't have the depth he would have liked. As Dustin Cooper takes control of the footy. Rolled back by Nathan Feen, who went in perhaps just a little hard over the top. A face massage with the forearm. And it was uncalled for.
I don't think that was the issue. I think it was something with his, it was like a leg problem with Dustin Cooper.
All right, mate. Just let me get back and then I'll blow time back on. It's tackle 1, okay?
The Knights players absolutely blowing up about the treatment here.
Back.
To Dustin Cooper from Nathan Feen.
Looks like a groin problem the way he's gone down.
They can ill afford any more injuries. The 2 men on the bench at the moment for the Knights are Kirk Reynoldson and Daniel Tola. Tackle number 3. Smith, the hard-nosed front rower, is slammed to the ground. Villasanti and Guttenbeer trying to get some get up and go into this night side as Matthew Kennedy. This is good meters from Quigley, the number 9 who started the game from the bench.
Yeah, but it's dumb play. It's the last tackle. They needed to get the football down the other end of the field. So, I mean, it makes a 10-metre break, but it gives the Warriors possession back now in the Knights' half of the field.
Luke Quigley looked up at the referee as if to say, it's not really the last, is it? It certainly was. Kupu tackle. They need to go forward and keep going forward.
Well, now what they'll do is, there's no doubt that they'll try and work up for a field goal. They'll try and create an opportunity the first couple of tackles, then look to work in position for a drop shot at goal, field goal.
The Knights players all in front of Russell Smith. He is not going to blow the penalty. It is a big 10 metres at the moment from the English referee. The 11 is Guttenbeer. They are centre field. We are looking at Stacey Jones in back play. 2.5 minutes remaining. Jones misses and knock on. Stacey Jones pushed it out to the right-hand side, and in goal, knock on, and the dejected Knights walk back into their in-goal area knowing full well they have to do it all again.
Yeah, it was great pressure by the defenders there. Stacey Jones didn't have any time to put the kick up, but the Knights create another opportunity. Great drop out there from the Knights.
And this makes the Warriors' job even more difficult. Melly, the big winger, in fact, did well to gain those metres. Slammed down by Craig Smith. Here's Price. No second guessing his direction. Tackled by Steve Simpson. 90 seconds remain. Scores are locked at 26. The 16 is Villasanti. Tackle number 3. Jones. Oh! Luaki putting on a goose step of his own. Price. Out the back. Torpy. Feed. There is a try on top bird. The Warriors are in. The Warriors will win. What an amazing victory. Oh yeah, Tony Kemp, you deserve to smile.
Yeah, the Warriors go in, and one of the main reasons that they scored that try, they were able to keep the football alive, but Dustin Cooper was kept on the field. He can't move, he can't run. His groin's playing up. When he went to turn and chase the Warriors on that occasion, he just fell over to the ground. So the Warriors, tremendous work. It looked as though they were going to work up for a drop goal to try and secure the point to win the match, but as it turns out, Steve Price manages to promote the football back. They keep the football alive and work it out to the right-hand side, and they managed to come up with a try that really, well, the Knights just can't believe it. They had this match in the bag. At half-time, 20 points to 6. It was that try, when you look back on it, it was that try on the stroke of half-time that really secured this victory for the Warriors. If they went in 20-0 down at half-time, I think that would have been ball game.
Behind by 20 points, it is the 7th biggest comeback of all time, dating back to 1908. And the Warriors have taken the jerseys off the Knights and their supporters and ripped their heart out. This is devastating for a club that is doing it tough. Not doing it tough for the Warriors, who celebrate. Why not? An incredible performance. And the Warriors are victorious to the tune of 30 points to 26.